my name's James Brown. I run a channel called Caravan Escapades. Been doing it really since COVID. The reason I started the channel was we couldn't go away in the caravan, getting frustrated, but I wanted to start putting some caravan content together. I'd seen a few other vloggers, so that's why we did it. We started Caravan Escapade, and we've gone from success to success ever since then. I think definitely, and interesting enough, we were booked to come to Estoril in 2020 when COVID hit, and unfortunately we couldn't come. So the frustration of not being able to come to Estoril was, what do? We brought the caravan back to the drive, and we had our own caravan holidays on the drive. We'd seen other vloggers, and we thought, let's give this a go. It can't be that hard. Our first caravan holiday at Estoril was in 2022. Again, because of COVID, we were booked to 2020. You guys were good enough to postpone it till 2021. Unfortunately, things were still a bit up in the air then and too risky. So again, you were good enough to honour the booking, and our first visit here was in 2022. How did I find about? So I was part of a Facebook channel called European Camping Caravanners. Everybody should have one. And our first trip to France was in 2018 when Darcy May was just, I think she was a year old. And we put out some recommendations, or basically we put out a shout out saying, where would you recommend us going? A lady emailed us or messaged us and said, you want to go to Estoril? We've been many years. In fact, at the time, our pitch or our car is featured within their footage on the Facebook page. So that's how we found out about Estoril. I think what made us choose us was the versatility or the family friendliness of the site. I think for us, we had a young child at the time. She's now 9, but I think she was 3-4 years old the first time she came. And we wanted something that would have facilities both for Darcy May, but also suit Claire and herself as well. But not only that, I think the location's important for us. When we come to France, we don't like to stop in one location. We like to base ourselves somewhere and then basically go off exploring. And you've got Saint-Tropez, you've got Saint Raphael, Saint-Maxime, Nice, not too far away as well as you've got Monaco and that sort of stuff as well. So I think the big one for us, and Claire will always say, we need a decent pool for Darcy May. She's definitely a water baby, and I think having that child-friendly pool, certainly at that time with all the splash area and the water area where she could play safely, and we could be confident that she could play safely, was definitely an aspect. And now we can't keep her out of the big pool. Now she's a confident swimmer, we can't keep her out of the big pool. So I think that for us, and having that facility was certainly a big factor in our choice. Our first impressions were great. I think at the time we had a pitch which is down on one of the other lanes. It was big enough for us. In fact, we had a different caravan at the time, although it was a twin axle, but there was plenty of room on the pitch for us. I guess it's kind of what we expected, what we'd seen. We'd done a lot of research. We'd looked at your YouTube channel, your Facebook page, and those sorts of things before we came. So I think we weren't overly surprised, but the expectations were definitely there. Have things changed since we were here in 2022? Absolutely, and you've made some fantastic improvements. I mean, the bar area now and the restaurant area, it's really got quite a chic Mediterranean feel about it. In fact, we were sat up there this afternoon just having a mocktail. We will have a proper cocktail later on, but just to kind of chill out, it's just the relaxing feel. And the other thing, this new RFID tag, being able to pay certainly within the pool area, in the bar area and that sort of stuff, that's a big improvement. We've only been here 2 or 3 days already, but we haven't started exploring yet, but we've certainly seen some improvements, particularly on the pitch facilities. Although we have a pitch here that doesn't have any additional facilities, and that's our fault because we booked late in the season. We left it last minute to book. But looking at some of those facilities with the new bathroom facilities, the washing facilities, they really do look amazing. So I think when we were here, there was just a handful of pitches that had those sorts of facilities. No, there seems to be a big increase in the pitches that have those facilities. I mean, we've always chosen sites along the southern French coast, right the way to the French border, right the way up to sort of this sort of area. And I think it's definitely in that high percentage of or the high expectations of what's on offer from the site. I think basically the pool facilities, the campsite facilities, the play park, all those sorts of stuff. We've been to other campsites which have been fine, but have been limited, within the pitches, and I think also within the facilities facilities that the camp. So I think this is definitely within our top 3 of favourite sites. Memories, I think location. I think we love exploring. For us, love exploring, and you know, those famous areas that we all know about, the Saint-Tropez, the Monaco. We went to Cannes last time we were here as well, and we'll be doing the same again. I think to be able to have those areas within easy reach and having conversations with you as well, because we were, you know, we jump in the car normally and explore, but actually understanding how easy it is to jump on the train. We've been talking about this afternoon how we're going to jump on the train and head over to Monaco and have a bit of an adventure that way as well. So I think for us, this area is definitely, I think, has plenty around that we can explore. Yeah, I think definitely from you know, from the vlogging side of things, I think yes, that has a factor. I mean, firstly, I've got to remember that this is our holiday, and the vlogging must always come second. But I think to be able to do some filming, create some good content that our subscribers like. In fact, I've got a bone to pick with you guys. I need to be on commission, because looking at all the comments I've had, particularly on Facebook and Instagram, from some of my subscribers, have said, we were here in July, we booked because we saw your vlog back in 2022. So there must have been at least a dozen of our subscribers that have come to Estoril just based on our vlog anyway. So yeah, no, I like to give good content, useful content. Yeah, I think although the vlogging for us is a hobby, it's always nice to be able to provide content that people find useful. And the big thing for me is the fact that people have said, we've booked because of your vlog, or we've been because of your vlog. And you know, the rest of it, the subscriber count, all that sort of stuff doesn't really matter. It's the fact that what we've been able to provide has been able to give our subscribers an informed choice about where they want to go for their summer holidays. Oh gosh, on our travels, I think our explorations, the places we go, the days out we have, the markets we visit, the towns we visit, all those sorts of stuff. But our channel is a good mix of not only our trips away, it's tips and tricks, how to improve your caravan, you know, what mistakes we've made and all those sorts of stuff. So it's a good mix of both travel content and practical content. Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's only, interesting enough, it's only on this second trip that we're here again, that have actually been commenting and saying, oh, we've been to Estoril, we're coming to Estoril. In fact, I think there's a subscriber arrives today because they've seen our content from 2022, but we're only hearing about it now. You know, I think we have some great interaction with our subscribers, but actually until you start mentioning things again or saying you're going back there again, they're actually saying, oh yeah, we went to Estoril, or we booked to Estoril because we saw your content last time. Go for it, just do it. I mean, we have lots of, I mean, look, follow our channel anyway, because there are lots of tips and tricks and advice about particularly caravanning in France. You know, if you're used to towing a caravan around the UK, towing in France is an absolute dream. It is something totally different, a lot easier. We take our time, we make it a bit of an adventure. We never plan any of our stops on the way down here. The only thing we do is book the main site, like we have done with Estoril. But I think particularly if you've got a family, from toddlers right the way through to teenagers, Estoril is definitely one you should check out, I think, because it has something to offer all. I can't remember what it was, and I must find it. There's a little bay probably about 10-15 kilometres up the coast. There is a bit of a steep steps down to it, but it was such a lovely secluded little area, particularly if you want to have a day or an afternoon out on the beach. The real highlight of being in that bay was there's a boat comes in that sells ice cream and alcohol, and you can't ask for more than that. Ice cream and alcohol when you're away in a little secluded cove. Excellent. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, we'll definitely be back again, without a doubt. Yeah, no, listen, if you've thought about Estoril and you fancy coming, I don't think you guys will be disappointed, particularly if you want one of the pitches that's got all those extra facilities. We're a little disappointed that we missed out this time, because we do like having those facilities here. But if you're a family, you want a holiday in the south of France, Estoril is definitely a choice for you.